Hello fellow simmers, it's Samuel Beeman of BLS here and welcome back to an OpenRails video for the BLS YouTube channel. So today we are back on the Making Tracks Great Eastern 2 route, which is basically an expansion pack for the MSTS Great Eastern route and obviously for OpenRails, because obviously OpenRails uses MSTS content to work, etc. So yeah, we're having a bit of a plethora of videos this weekend. So we've got we had Video Sim yesterday. I hope you enjoyed that, by the way. I will link Video Sim issue 3 in the description of this video. If you haven't seen Video Sim issue 3, recommend going to see it. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that yesterday. And tomorrow we've actually got a vlog being shown of the Nene Valley Railway. So we've had a lot of videos coming out on the BLS YouTube channel and live shows this particular weekend. Sod's law, I should have done it last weekend, Easter time, but obviously due to editing it wasn't quite finished, so it couldn't be done, but hey ho, we're doing it this weekend. So this activity for Great Eastern 2 is Norwich to London Liverpool Street in a Class 86. I'm not going to do the entire run because the entire run actually takes an hour and 40 minutes, and that's not something that I want to basically sit on and drive along for the full length. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the Norwich to Ipswich section of the route, which is basically the extension of the original Great Eastern route, because obviously on the original Great Eastern route it went from London to Ipswich and didn't go any further than Ipswich. So we're going to be covering basically all of the Great Eastern 2 expansion section. So if you haven't seen my previous video of OpenRails, I did a shunting activity on Greater Eastern, or Great Eastern 2, with a Class 08, and it was around sort of Norwich Crown Point. And I was actually talking about my thoughts on the add-on and my opinions on it. So I'm just going to obviously repeat what I said on that video and say that it is a bit of a disappointment. I'm not going to lie. It's a very rare add-on to get hold of, but unfortunately it doesn't do it justice. It kind of... The really annoying thing that really irritates me about this add-on pack is it overwrites the original Great Eastern route. So it's not a separate route. It doesn't come up as a separate route in the routes list. And what happens basically is it overwrites the original, so it then adds an expansion and then a few new activities. Not a great amount, I must admit. It's quite a letdown in the means of activities because there's not actually that much. A lot of it is like 2-hour long journeys, which is... I'm not being funny, but I can't sit for 2 hours to do a long run. I just can't do that. That would just bore me to death. And yeah, there's just not much in the means of variety of activities. It is a shame. Probably the most attractive thing about this add-on is the stock that you get with it, because you get a variety of rolling stock, like Class 86s in Anglia livery, the Anglia Mark IIs, Class 153s, 156s, Class 20s and 37s in DRS, Class 57s and Class 66s. So you get a variety of different, different rolling stock with the pack. But unfortunately, it is a shame that it overwrites the original, because it also has the older activities from Great Eastern 1, which is set in the 1990s Network South East era. So if you look at it like this Great Eastern 2 is based in sort of the early 2000s sort of Anglia era, and obviously the original is in the 90s, which is two very different eras. And if this overwrites the original, what is happening is it is then changing all of the stations to be updated to the early 2000s. So therefore, if you end up doing an activity that is based in the 1990s on this route, it looks completely wrong because it's completely out of era. And this is the issue I get with it. That is what really bugs me about it, and it is a terrible shame. But apart from that, the route expansion and the overall look of the stations and the stock and everything that you get with this add-on, it is absolutely fantastic. But unfortunately, as I say, that is the main letdown for it. Okay, so now that I've waffled on about Great Eastern 2 and what my thoughts and opinions are on it, let's unpause the game and get underway with driving down to Ipswich. So I'm going to get the briefing up. So it's a 10:05 Anglia Express service to London Liverpool Street. Stops at Diss, Stowmarket, Ipswich, Colchester and London Liverpool Street. Obviously we are going as far as Ipswich, so halfway along. As you can see here, the 156 is now departing the station. Very, very nice. And we've also got the whistle to depart as well. Excellent. So let's have a little look at what we've got on our rake. So we've got Anglia DBSO with Anglia Mark II coaches. Do they have a passenger view? Yes, they do. We have a window hanging view. Look at that. Very nice. We do like a window hanging view, and we can go a lot further down the train as well. But this is our cab. Yeah, not too bad. Oh, look, we've got matey boy there with a cup of tea. Lovely jubbly. Yeah, not too bad. There's also got a rear cab view as well, which is nice. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put ourselves into forward gear, get our track monitor system up, and press F10. So, yeah, we are now departing 1 minute late because I was, you know, messing around, looking at the stop. Got our headlights on. Quick toot on the horn as we depart, have a listen. Yeah, that's not too bad. That sounds like a Class 86 horn. Right. Oh, got to put our pantograph up. Forgot to do that. Okay, so pantograph should be raising now. We should get electricity. Fantastic. So off we go. You know, all things considered, it doesn't sound that bad, really. The model itself looks very nice as well. So we're currently passing Crown Point, as we can see on the right-hand side. It's the Class 08 that we drove in our previous video. But yeah, as we're just like coasting along, let's take a little look around the 86. So we've got the jumper cables, like ETH cables, all like present and correct. We've got nice 3D bogies. Now that's something you don't usually see within MSTS, is 3D like rendered bogie frames. It is very, very nice. The front end, I mean, it to be honest, I think the front, there's something not quite right about it. It's not the best profile. But yeah, but everything else looks pretty good on it. What I'm going to do though is, just because everything is very, very loud, I'm going to just lower my game volume slightly so I can hear myself think. So we're just going to do that quickly. There we go. Because it was very loud on my end, I just wanted to turn it down slightly because, yeah, it's just, yeah. Right, that's a bit better. Give it some speed now. Something I do admire about this add-on is the rail joint sounds from in the cab interior. It does actually sound very, very good. It's nice to get some custom interior rail joints. It's not just the standard MSTS rail joint clatter. So our next station stop is Dis, which is in 18.6 miles, so we've still got a little way. Cool, we're going around that junction quite quickly. But yeah, I mean, just look at the detail on this route, like all of the foliage, line-side scenery. This was revolutionary for its time. It really was. Like, this was one of the top add-ons. Like, it was like just the Making Tracks Great Eastern as a whole, not necessarily Great Eastern 2, but the actual Great Eastern route by Making Tracks was one of the top add-ons for its time, because it was very ahead. It was very, very advanced in the means of graphical imagery and just the overall visuals. Oh, DBSO, heading towards Norwich. Wonder what's on the rear. Oh, that's another Class 86. We reached 75 mile an hour and rising. We are rocketing along now. Yeah, look at the distant scenery as well. We've got hay bales, pylons, all sorts going on. They've definitely gone to the effort of doing detail on this. You can tell. So how far can we go down on the train? Just to there, fair enough. We've now got 100 mile an hour speed limits along here. Very busy line this, the Great Eastern Main Line. I've only really travelled along here once, I believe, and that was on a Class 90. Because I believe I got redirected to Stowmarket, and then I had to catch a Class 90 down towards Norwich. Because I was visiting for the Mid-Norfolk Railway Diesel Gala in 2014. So I had to go from Stowmarket to Norwich, then change at Norwich to get to Wyndham. So it was quite an unusual route to take. I believe it was due to engineering works or something. Yeah, so guys, let me know in the comments what you think to the Great Eastern 2 route, and if you'd like to see me do more videos on this rather rare expansion pack. Or let me know if there is any other Making Tracks routes that you'd like me to do videos on, because I have got a few of them, namely the Evesham branch and Scottish Capital Express. I believe the next video I've got lined up after I've done a couple of videos on Great Eastern 2 is the Class 15. We've got the equally rare Class 15 preservation groups, BTH type 1s, noisy and smelly, ADDON. Showing off the Class 15 logos, which is a very unique piece of rolling stock. And that's what I do admire about MSTS and OpenRails in general, like the variety of rolling stock and eras that you get with the game, like expansion pack wise, is absolutely fantastic. You don't get nearly as much variety as you get with this in something like TS Classic. Because the issue with TS Classic these days is it's mostly just modern era units or steam engines. There's just no variety of rolling stock, just the same stuff. We need more developers to cater for heritage diesels, especially the 1980s era. Interesting to see these gradients. It's very up and down, isn't it? I've noticed that it goes sort of up and then down and then sort of level, then up. I wonder if that is realistic or not. I wonder if the gradient profiles are on point with this. Sod's law say they're not, because obviously the technology back here was not as advanced to nowadays. But who knows? Got the lovely DBSL on the rear of the train, which again is not so bad of a model, looks really nice. 3D bogies, well, 3D bogie frames, got all of the gubbins on the back. The photo 2D textured pipes and knuckle coupling is a bit naff, though, mind, but yeah, apart from that, the rest of the overall model looks very nice. Got a nice interior and stuff, and all of the details on the underframe. Very nice. Now, one of the questions is, does this 86 have working window wipers? Now, I know a majority of making track stuff do, but let's just confirm that. Ah, okay, so it doesn't. Yeah, so you'll find that in some cases with Microsoft Train Simulator is some of the models don't actually have working window screen wipers, which was just a thing with MSTS. I mean, some do, but some don't. A majority of the making track stuff do, but it's very interesting to see that the 86 doesn't actually have it, considering that the 86 is probably one of the main focal points for the Great Eastern 2 add-on. So if you look at our track monitor system on the left hand side, you can see that we are coming up to the station, because there is the two blue rectangles either side of the green lines. That is telling us that our station is coming up soon. In 2 miles, as it says up in the timetable menu. We've got a yellow signal coming up and a red. So what we're going to do is we're going to come off the power. Start to slow up because we are going 100 miles an hour, so we want to make sure that we are slowing down for the station stop. Oh, 66, my lords, on tankers. So I'm just going to put this out there, guys. It's the first time I've actually driven the 86 on the Great Eastern 2. So it's a bit of trial and error here. I might not be the best of drivers on this specific locomotive because it's the first time of me driving it. But to be honest with you, with how it's braking and how it's acting, it's actually not a bad thing to drive. So we are entering DIS 2 minutes late. So I have braked a little bit early there. Got to be aware of our ramps there. Concentration is real. Are we in the platform? Not yet. Yes, we need to pull up right at the end of the platform with this. There we go. It's pretty spot on. Okay, so let's have a little. Oh look, we get the things powered down. Brilliant. So let's have a little brief look around DIS. This is DIS. Got all the station signs in the correct places. The metal fencing. Yeah, this is what I mean by some of the custom assets. I mean, just look at this. You know, we've got some really nice looking assets here. This station. Got random people just sort of plonked about. posters. Yeah. I'm loving the sort of old NSE, obviously platform numbers, weathered and worn out, which looks great. But yeah, as I say, the station buildings and overall look of stations are really, really nice. And we've also got this rather unique looking signal gantry, where it's really unusual. I like it. It's weird. Only thing I will say about it is the actual ID plate and the actual gantry itself has better texturing than the actual signals, which kind of lets it down slightly. That's one thing I will say about it. But yeah, we've also got that sort of iconic sort of Great Eastern style modern era concrete footbridge, which is modelled nicely. Yeah, so that is this. Not really much else to say about this. Obviously the distance scenery does sort of end, but obviously it's because you wouldn't fly out too far within MSTS. But you can see we've got some really nice details, such as suburban houses and housing estates in the distance and stuff, as well as distant trees as well. But yeah, so it's a very, very nice looking route. Like, the detail wise is really, really good. Right, so onwards to Stowmarket. Stowmarket is our next scheduled stop. Now, obviously, one of the things with the Class 86s is that they are, in real life, actually tap controlled, I believe. So you have to tap the throttle to get it to move. Obviously, this isn't simulated in MSTS, which is a shame, but to be fair, even on the early days of TS Classic, that wasn't simulated. That was only like a recent thing added by Armstrong Powerhouse in their Class 86 enhancement pack. So one of the areas I would like to cover on Greyston 2 as well is the Marks Tade to Sudbury branch, because that's something that's really interesting that has been added to this expansion, is the addition of the Sudbury to Marks Tade branch. This is something that you wouldn't really expect to be added, but it has been, and it's good to see it added. And I think it's worth doing a trip down that branch in a class 153, because what else would you use? I mean, that was the most common source of motive power along that branch, along with the class 156s. Nowadays it's the Stadlers, or flirts as they call them. So that is something that I would like to visit at some stage. Also, another thing that has been added to the Greyston 2 add-on is spawn points at Clacton. So players can actually drive from Clacton to Colchester and not have any problems doing it. On the original Greyston route it was actually all modelled, but you couldn't spawn down there, and I think you would have to go from Colchester constantly and drive down that way. Obviously now with the additional spawn points at Clacton and that branch in general, you've got more opportunity to drive along it. I believe there is also a activity for the Clacton branch, using the class 321 that comes with this add-on, which is a nice piece of rolling stock. So there is so much to cover on Great Eastern 2 and the original Great Eastern in general, to be fair, because in one of the previous videos I did of the original Great Eastern, there was another video I said that I would like to do covering the class 304, no, class 305 even, down the South Minster branch. But as I've said in previous OpenRails videos, there is no harm in revisiting certain routes and add-ons that I have seen in previous videos. So whether I'll do it in the next couple of videos, doing a load more Great Eastern content, I do not know, because I think it could be worth taking a break from the Great Eastern add-ons and moving on to something a little bit different within the next couple of videos, and then revisit back to the Making Tracks Great Eastern routes later on within the OpenRails series. Very nice. The Stowmarket is now in 8 miles. We are expected to arrive there at 10:32. We are not going to be arriving at 10:32 because we are actually running late, so we'll likely be there at, I don't know, 10:40 maybe, because we are running pretty late now. Oh, we are speeding. It's a shame the Class 86s are no longer on the network. They were very interesting electric locos. A lot of them are now in Bulgaria, I believe. I believe they've all gone down that way. I believe the Freightliner one that was at Crewe not too long ago has gone down to Bulgaria. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, please do correct me in the comments. You know, I am actually seeing a lack of traffic. Perhaps it's because it's like a Sunday or something on this activity. Mind you, it is around sort of 10 o'clock, half 10. Traffic sort of dies down, I suppose, at that point in time, because we've sort of skipped past the morning rush hour period. So Stowmarket is now 2 miles away, so we'll start slowing up for the station. Oh, 153. Oh, I'm liking the addition of the road signs on the right hand side there. That's very nice. Wait, no, that's left. On the left hand side, it's my other right. It's a nice touch. Here we are, arriving into Stowmarket. So I have been to Stowmarket before, so we shall have a look round and see if it is easily recognisable. And judging by the looks of it at the moment, it is certainly easily recognisable. Yep, definitely. See the platform I stood at. Okay, so my estimate was 10:40 that we arrive here, but it's 10:38, so I was like 2 minutes off. Okay, so this is Stowmarket Station, which, to be honest, the building on this looks absolutely stunning. They've done a really, really good job of the station building and capturing the architecture of it as well. Look, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I mean, Stowmarket Station is a lovely looking station, to be fair. Got this "Welcome to Stowmarket," the faded BR logo on there, which is very nice. Yeah, this station looks incredibly nice. It is easily recognisable. I've been here before. Yep, we've got the signal box over here, which I believe is still there. Although don't quote me on that, could have been demolished, knowing, you know, network rail these days. But it was there when I was there in 2014 anyway. Yep, we've got the station area here. Yep, this looks pretty spot on. Stowmarket sort of station names. But what I have noticed is that I believe this is based on a more modern building, because you look at some of these like signs and posters and stuff, and like in general, it's not really. I don't think it's really early 2000s sort of material. I think it's sort of like 2007, 2008 onwards. So I believe it's sort of like based around there as well, because the add-on I believe came out in the 2007, 2008. So even though it's based on the early 2000s, it actually came out a lot later. So that's probably why the buildings and stuff have sort of more modern era posters and flashes and warning stickers and stuff. But I must admit, the weathering and rust effect on the footbridge is very nice as well. And obviously we looked at this one as well, which is slightly different. That was a more cleaner footbridge. This is a more weathered and worn out footbridge. So you've got a sort of you've got different assets. Like they've gone to the effort to sort of make different textures of the assets and stuff at each station to make it look slightly different. And I think that's a very, very nice touch. You know, just makes stuff look different compared to other stuff along the route, which it keeps it interesting. Obviously, we've got the Stowmarket train station names, and the sort of iconic Anglia blue, well, greenish blue lamps, and just in general. But yeah, it's a very, very nice station. That does look really, really smart. Making Tracks did a good job of representing that. So well done on Stowmarket Station, guys. So now we'll release our brake and get ourselves underway for our last port of call at Ipswich for this video. I have noticed there is a slight texture glitch in this cab. So you see the buttons on the right hand side, just sort of past the ammeters. The top button towards the middle centre window is slightly glitched. You've got sort of like two textures there which should really be there. Yes, I'm not sure quite what that's all about. It's a bit bizarre. But the overall cab is okay. You can see that this is, I think this is more CGI generated than the than actually photo textured. It's not photo textured as far as I can see. But funnily enough, I believe the developers who built this cab are Blue Arrow Simulations, who made the Severn Valley Railway route for Microsoft Train Simulator. You can just tell by sort of the build and how the overall CGI animated cab is built. It looks like it's from Blue Arrow. I have noticed though that the 86 is one that is slightly easier to drive via the keyboard controls. You find that a lot of trains within MSTS and OpenRails are a lot more difficult to drive via the keyboard, and you actually have to end up using the mouse in the cab, and that is due to the fact that MSTS was primarily focused on individuals having that experience to be able to drag the mouse and drag the controls and drive it from the cab interior. That's the sort of general idea and sort of general thing that MSTS went for, which is why it's easier to do it that way. But the 86, yeah, honestly it's not that bad to drive on the keyboard. It is a very nice locomotive to drive. I'll give it credit. It's certainly better than the rather annoying Class 315 electric motorable unit as we've seen previously on the original Great Eastern route. DBSO. Another 86. It's interesting to see that the DBSO is sort of facing towards Norwich quite often. What station is this? This is interesting. have a look. Ah, so this is Needham Market. Very nicely modelled. Nice station building. You know, once again they've captured the architecture very, very well at Needham. It's just great to see these custom assets done very, very well. And considering that this was, you know, made in like 2007, 2008, the technology that they had is really not bad. Passing by a small sort of sidings and yard there. So there's plenty to see en route. Like, there really is so much to look at. They've taken great care and detail to recreate this route. As I say, it's brilliant. The detail and overall route itself for Great Eastern 2, the expansion pack, is absolutely fantastic. The detail is second to none for its time. But the issue is, as stated at the beginning of the video, is the fact that unfortunately this isn't a separate route and it overwrites the original, which can be seen as very, very annoying, considering, you know, say if you wanted to do an NSE era scenario, you couldn't do that anymore unless you found a way of separating the two add-ons, which is what I've had to do. I definitely would say, out of both of the Great Eastern routes, the original Great Eastern is probably the better one, in the means of like the range of activities that you get with it, and obviously the rolling stock, and just in general really, and how the activities are made. Okay, so now we are 2 miles away from Ipswich. I'm going to start slowing the train down. See Ipswich coming into view now. So what I have noticed with the 86 is to start, well, when you're like 100 miles an hour, start sort of slowing it down 2 miles from the station. A double yellow there. Oh, there's a container train there. It's probably a 66 on the front. Oh, there's a pair of Class 90s on the front of it. That's interesting. Very nice. Coming into Ipswich. Really nice views here. Look, we've got a 57 in the yard over there and a 156 in the bay platform. I love that, how it just like spools down like that. It's very cool. But yeah, so this is Ipswich, which is a easily recognisable station once again. Look at that, got all the signs. Ipswich Tunnel, although there is for some reason a bush grown straight through the track. That's interesting. I don't think that's an issue with I don't think that was an issue with MSTS. I think that was a general OpenRails problem. We've got a 57 over here, 57007, which I believe we saw passing by us in our Class 08 in the previous video. It's really nice to see this. It's got a 3D nameplate as well, Freightliner Bond. Very nice. 007 Bond. Yeah, I get it. Yes, we've got the 156 here as well. No, it's a 150 even. Fair enough. But yeah, honestly, making tracks, they do some really, really nice modelling. Like, you know, the detail on their stuff is really, really good for the time. Even down to the track, you know, like the texturing and the overall detail of the track. Something. See, look at this. This is Bullhead, and then you've got look, you've got a difference in tracks, concrete and wooden. You know, they've gone to the detail of adding that kind of stuff into it as well. We've got the Freightliner building here, which is sort of the Freightliner offices for Ipswich Yard and Depot. Signing on point Freightliner. Look at this. Look at these details. Look at how high res that is for the time period. You know, that's very, very good. But yeah, and you know, Ipswich overall, you've got the iconic sort of, you know, blue and sort of bluish Anglia supports on the canopy, which I believe are still there today. Got the bar there. Got some really interesting shaders going on here though. Look, it's got light then dark, light then dark, so shaders aren't 100%. Travel information, people just sort of randomly dotted about. Got the entrance, exit, sort of waiting room area. Let's have a look at the forecourt itself. Yeah, it's not too bad. Look at this, we've got bus shelters. You know, this is sort of extra added detail that they didn't really need to add, but they've added it anyway, which is very good of them. Yeah, there is definitely something strange going on with the shaders of Ipswich Station model. That's one thing I will say about it. But yeah, honestly, it's honestly not that bad. Look, we've got the bridge over here towards Ipswich Town. Well, yeah, look at that. Fabulous. Very, very nice. So what I am going to do is I'm actually going to take another photograph of this 86 at Ipswich Station, just because it looks nice at Ipswich Station. Very, very cool. And yeah, basically we're going to leave the video here because obviously I don't want to continue all the way down to London because it will take forever. So anyone who's been watching this OpenRails live on a Saturday night, thank you for watching. And those of you who are watching back, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments of this fantastic route by Making Tracks. It's, as I say, the expansion is good in the means of the route detail and rolling stock comes with it, but the main issue is the fact that it overwrites the original and the lack of activities that come with the route. That is the only thing I will say about it, but apart from that, everything else that comes with it is brilliant, and the detail of the route is second to none. I wonder if there is actually any activities available online somewhere, like freeware ones that people have made. If there is, perhaps I'll check them out as something a little bit different, you know, something different, because I'll be interested to give people's activities and scenarios a go for my OpenRails series. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. It's been Samuel Beeman of BLS, and I'll see you in another OpenRails video. So goodbye for now, and see you soon.